Hello everybody, it's Holly from Besotted Books. We are on the river this morning. I would like to talk to you about my thoughts on the book, The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. Oh my goodness, it was thoroughly enjoyable. I really did enjoy that book. It had some heavy points, but it didn't have, it was a delight. Most of the book was very delightful. Let's just say that. I'm trying to get my mind around this while I'm going down the river. Matt Haig did write it. As I said, he also is the author of The Midnight Library, which I really did enjoy. So, this book it's centered around two main characters. You have Grace, an elderly woman, an older woman, shall I say, who has inherited a home from a mere acquaintance. She was somebody she had met in her life and had completely forgotten about. Anyhow, she leaves this old home set in on the island of Ibiza in the Caribbean. So, after thinking about it, Grace decides she's going to check out this house. What's she have to lose? She's going to go check this out. So she flies over there. She is met with a very old, very small home, but in the end, she decides that's really a nice home. She's happy with her life there in the end. But let's go back to what's happening at the beginning here. She gets over there. She meets who she believes is an unsavory character named Alberto. I always want to say Roberto. Alberto, who lives with a goat, who's very unkempt, who's just living his life and having a little dive business where he's very sketchy business where he takes people out diving. Anyhow, she receives a letter she finds in the home from her friend who had left it to her, saying that Alberto is one of the people that she needs to go talk to. He will give her free dive lessons. Well, you find out later why there's free dive lessons involved. But as I said, she is older and she is thinking about things in life. She has a lot to come to terms with. This is titled, I keep hitting it. Sorry, I'm hitting my tripod with my paddle. She has to come to terms with some things in her life, some very grievous things that have happened to her. And in the end, she does. So don't worry about that. She does come to terms with the things. I'm not going to go into detail what they are. But a thoroughly enjoyable book. She gets herself caught up into politics. She gets herself wrapped up into mysticism. These mystical things happen, these glowing lights, these just fantastical things happen to her when she's over there. That does put her to be in the center of a bit of a land grab that some powerful people want to make a hotel. And of course, the native people to that island, they're like, no, we don't want this ruined. We don't want to have the destruction of our beautiful, beautiful home for this huge mega hotel you plan on putting in. So she does get politically involved in that. She's involved in just learning the ways of a slower pace of life, enjoying the beauty around her. It just really is a thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyable book. I would highly, highly recommend you do. Oh, what is under my kayak? Something's under my kayak. If you go over a little something, you can just hear little bumps. There shouldn't have been anything in the river there. I know this river like the back of my hand. So, I do, as I was saying about the book, I'm a little distracted today. I highly, highly recommend this book. I sat down with it and I thought, I'm not going to enjoy it. It's kind of... I'm not always into the frou-frou books, and it seemed like it might be a little bit that way. But I'll tell you what, it was something that you didn't want to put down. You did want to know what Grace was getting herself into. Was she adjusting? Was she dealing with life? As I say, she had some hardships come into her life, and in the end, she is able to deal with them. She's able to come to peace, find peace, come to terms with them. But it just really is a lovely, lovely book. I think everybody has times like that in their life where you have to offer yourself, above all, she had to offer herself forgiveness for something she really wasn't responsible for in the long run. Sometimes we take things on that we are not meant to take on. So guess that's really all I have to say about that. If I was at home, I would have some notes with me, but as you can see, we are floating down the river. I have some more footage I will try to add on. I will have to heavily edit this because it's hard to film out here on the river. But I filmed an entire video where you were just facing like 5 inches from my face. That got deleted very quickly. And I had to paddle the whole way back upriver to come back down to give you my thoughts on this book. So yeah, The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. Get to know Alberto and get to know Grace and just go. That is an unlikely friendship. That is an unlikely friendship that you would not see developing, but sometimes those are absolutely the best ones. I don't know if you want to stick with me or not. I'm going to paddle you down and show you where we come out onto the lake. When I say we, it's just me out here. There's nobody out here. There's a couple other kayakers, but I don't know them. Sometimes I go out in large groups, and sometimes I just want to have the peace of the river and the lake to myself without having to chat to anybody. And here I am chatting to you. Look at this beautiful area over here with all the willow. I'm hoping you can see, I don't know what you're seeing at the moment. I'm hoping you can see the reflections of the trees in the water. I'm trying to be extra careful because I do not want my tripod to topple into the river. My husband is really afraid one day my phone's going to go into the river. I certainly hope not, because if it goes in the river, I'm probably going with it. I would rather not have that happen. Sorry. I do keep tapping it with my, I have to get a holder, a tripod holder that hooks further up on my kayak so I have room for my paddles. My tripod's literally giving me about 6 inches to work with here with my paddles. But we're not on anything rough. We're just paddling down a very slow moving river. I'm hoping that we can see the Canadian geese. I had to think for a minute. I've seen so many birds out here this morning. There is a family of Canadian geese up here. Oh, sorry, I keep bumping it. It's rather hard to paddle. Make sure the phone doesn't fall. I do want to paddle you down to the end, though, so you can see the lake. Try to sit you up a little firmer here. I do have to have a better setup if I'm going to do something like this. And I also found out that my phone gets extremely hot. It is just baking out here in the sunshine. So it may actually shut down on us. I hope not. I'm going to come right around the corner here. There's a dragonfly. I hope you did get to see the dragonfly. There's so many beautiful things out here. A couple days when I was on the river, we saw 2 eagles. We see herons. We see, oh my goodness, we see so many things out here. There's usually deer on the island I'm passing by right now. We are going to be 95 degrees here in Ohio today, so I did try to get myself out before it's unbearably hot. And I'm going to go home. I might sit down with a good book and do a little bit of reading this afternoon. It's too hot to garden. It's too hot to be on the lake. It's too hot to be doing much of anything today. Okay, we are almost down to the lake. I do want to show you the beauty of the lake. I'm afraid you're crooked. Bear with me. This is my first time filming out here with the tripod. I think that's a little better. You're probably able to see the lake already where it opens up. I'm going to get you down here to the end. Try to move fairly speedily. Then I am going to get off of here because I think my phone was at 10% literally when I started filming. So who knows? I may not even be filming at this point. We're almost down here. So let me know in the comments if any of you have read The Life Impossible, what you thought about Grace and Alberto. Oh, there is the dragonfly landing on my kayak. Let me know what you think about their friendship, what you think about just your take on the book. Oh, I wonder if I can get you over to show you this beautiful, beautiful firefly. Firefly, oh my goodness. Dragonfly. Let me see. I don't want to jostle. There is a dragonfly in front of us. I might be able to get you pretty close to it. You should be seeing it right now. Is it beautiful? There it goes. Off it goes. We'll get back out here and head back down to the lake. And then I'm going to go home where it's cooler and I'm going to do some editing. And you're tipping over. You are not allowed to tip into the river. I'm hoping I can get you down to where it opens up. There's another dragonfly. They're all over. It's so beautiful down here. I should do a Wind in the Willows reading as I go down the river. Here we go. You can see the lake out there. 900, I believe it's over 900 acres, this lake. It's absolutely beautiful. I do spend a lot of time out here. It's very calming. Here I see the other kayakers are getting off the lake. They're done for the morning. Here we go. We are getting down. I hope my camera battery lasts till we get down here. I keep hitting it. I am so sorry. My paddle occasionally hits the tripod. But look at that. All the boats are out. This is a slow end. So where I would come onto the lake down here, it's not scary. Sometimes I like to go to the fast end where I get a lot of waves. Some days you don't want that. You don't want all that. So here you are. We are down where we open up onto the lake. I hope you're all having a great day. Please like, please share, subscribe, and above all, take care of yourselves in these unsettling times and enjoy those books. Thank you so much for watching.